Oh, that was such a good clack. Oh my god. I put for some reason I put more force into it. Like, ooh.
Oh, mine's loud. Hold on, let me get back. Okay. Mine's loud.
Yep. Oh, I love it.
My mic probably cancelled all that out, but
it still sounded pretty good. But hello, Davas. It's been a month since I've said that. Not really. And welcome to.
I wish you didn't.
Fuck you. Hello, Diva, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea and the horrible accents into reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. I'm finally back. You're good. Don't worry about it. I'm finally back on the UK reviews. I was just so devastated. I was so devastated by the wrongful early elimination of Miss Naomi Carter that I just had to skip the next month. And then almost every elimination since has been absolutely tragic. But I'll get
going through the grieving process, and that's
it's been a month-long grieving process. I've been going through it, but I'm just drinking water today because hydration is important, and I'm sick, so I need all of the fluids that I can get. It's been rough, but we are surviving. Barely.
Don't. My immune system's just been down the toilet since I came back to university.
Oh, that part.
I'm a slut.
Me too. Twinsies.
Honestly, it's been so long. This still feels foreign. My name is Reya Sun. I am the Yeti Queen of Kent. You know what? I'm running out of this squash. No, I have run out. I've run out of sour cherry and apple squash, and I'm gutted about it.
Can you send me some of that, please?
This is so good. It's £1 in Iceland. Not Iceland, but
the store. I know. Iceland, I'm aware. I am aware. Can you send me like 12 bottles? Like I'm Reya, I'm not even kidding. Because those are like my two favorite flavors together.
It's not. You think it sounds good, but it's not. Like if you've tasted the sweet, it's not, it doesn't taste like the sweet.
Oh, I haven't tasted the sweet.
Oh, you need to taste the sweet. If you like those two flavors, the sweet is good for that.
I'm making my way to the UK soon. I don't know when, but soon, and I will.
You should come to DragCon.
You think I can make that happen in 2 months? You paying for my flight, Reya? It's $2,000 round trip. Trust, I looked. I wanted to go because all of my favorite international queens are going to DragCon UK and not DragCon LA. And I'm just like, you know.
I don't know what it is about the UK. Everyone and their mothers showing up with the booth.
It's because it's easier for most of the international queens.
Sure.
And I get that for sure. I mean, with the exception of the queens from Drag Race Down Under, Philippines, and Thailand, like it's a lot more difficult for because then you have to cross. If you're going from Europe, you have to cross the ocean and then the whole continent. If it was DragCon New York, which I hope they bring back at some point soon.
Yeah,
I know it was kind of a mess, but I hope
wasn't it like teased ages ago and then they just have been silent about it?
I think so. Yeah. Anyway, we're here to talk about Drag Race UK, episode 8. Like I said earlier, I've been mourning the loss of Miss Naomi Carter. So I had to take a month off. And then it just... I have to say, though, this series is going to be up there as one of my favorite series in a very long time. Like, I have absolutely loved every episode of this season. And 9 out of the 10 people on this cast are incredibly likable. Only 9. 9 of them.
Do I need to ask the obvious?
You don't, because you know the obvious. And actually, this is going to be new for you, Reya, but I'm actually going to give myself a moment to talk about all the episodes I missed.
So, Logan, what have you thought of the series so far?
This is your moment. Have it.
so good. First of all, Banksy's elimination, unfortunately warranted, and I felt really bad, and I hated it because I love Banksy. The whole Banksy, Vicky, Cara of it all was so stupid upon reflection. Like, looking at it weeks later, I'm like, Snatch Game, great. I thought Cara should have been in the top. I did agree with Ginger winning. Ginger's been on such a dominant streak, and I've absolutely loved it. She's becoming one of my absolute favorites. Cara should not have been in the bottom the week she went home. It should have been Tomara and Dee Dee should have gone home. But I do really like Dee Dee, so I don't want Dee Dee to go home, and I don't want anyone to go home other than Vicky Vivacious. I'm glad she did. Love Naomi. Was very sad to see her go, but that was also a deserved elimination. The queens are giving. The looks are incredible. Tomara is the confessional girl of the season, and I knew she would be. Michael has been slaying it in such a beautiful way. Kate Butch, a great surprise for me throughout the season. Boom! I did it.
Time.
I'm really impressed with myself, actually.
Well done.
So now we come to this episode that, thankfully, Reya and Brandon covered for me last week because I was supposed to be there, but my Wi-Fi crapped out fully.
Just said no.
And we've never had that happen before. It was really strange. It was like we got a notification saying that we had used most of our allotted whatever for the month, which I didn't even know we had a specific allotted amount, but we almost hit it. And I was very sad because I did want to talk about that episode a little bit because I thought everyone like the problem with this season for me, and it's not a problem, but the problem is everyone has been slaying all of the challenges. So it's really difficult to pick people that should be in the bottom.
Yeah.
Because everyone, for the most part, has been doing so well. I think there were a couple slips. Snatch Game specifically, I thought most people did really well. The bottom two of that week really was the bottom two, and they were the only ones that just didn't do all that well. Cara's choice of doing fucking Dionne Warwick.
Oh, don't.
She deserved so much better for that because, like, it was spot on Dionne Warwick.
Yeah. There was a specific quote she said where it's like, sorry, about like, oh my God, fuck.
Which moment?
It's like something about a presence. She was like,
it was like, I don't need to know all the facts about Dionne Warwick to know that I can give the presence of Dionne Warwick or something like that.
And that was absolutely correct. And that's all she needed.
And I think the problem is, I think if Rue knew the Dionne Warwick that's on social media and the Dionne Warwick in interviews, he would have been more informed about the Dionne Warwick that Cara did. She did not do Dionne Warwick the singer. She did Dionne Warwick the personality.
Yeah.
And the personality was solid.
But hey, Rue not knowing stuff on UK Snatch Game, who would have thought?
Rue sending home the only trans girl in a season in 6th place on episode 7, 2 seasons in a row. Groundbreaking. I'm still not over the Dakota elimination. Well, actually, he didn't even send home Dakota.
Michelle,
Well, Rue has made her decision. No, she hasn't.
Fuck off.
She's not there. She had COVID. We all know that by now. Allegedly. Everything is alleged. You see the ticker. Everything is alleged. But we come into the workroom and Cara is gone. And I do want to touch just very briefly because, again, if you didn't notice, I haven't been here in a little bit to give my thoughts. But I am so thrilled that we got Cara on this season for 7 episodes because she really gave the heart of the season for me. And shocker, Dakota was the same way last season. So
I have to address when the cast first dropped. I said this last episode. I wasn't all that involved, and I was like, oh, whatever. Bit Americanized, especially when we had an American girl on there. I understand she she's in the London drag scene, etc. But I was like, we're having an actual American, like still got an American accent, that kind of thing. So I was a bit
I get that for sure. I absolutely get that.
But as I picked it up, especially during the Panto episode, I really she really did put her heart into the season. So it was, I'm still
and that's one of the best musicals we've ever seen.
Yeah.
this year, if not for anything else, has given stellar musicals across the board, really. Like France, incredible. US, incredible.
Oh my god, was that Wig Loose this year?
Wig Loose, yeah. Wig Loose was this year, Reya.
I know. I don't even watch all of the seasons. Like, I watch mainly the English ones, I'm going to be honest.
Fair.
Because I'm dyslexic and ADHD, so it's just like a double
And that
down.
totally makes sense, yeah.
And I still feel like season 15 was like at least a year ago.
It's about a year ago.
Yeah.
We're waiting any day now for MTV to knock down the door and say, here's the season 16 promo. They're already teasing it.
I was going to say they're already like, don't adjust your TVs. And I'm like, babe, we ain't had to do that since the 60s.
Right. I am very excited for season 16 now.
Yeah.
Knowing allegedly. I'm very excited for 16. But yeah, Cara is gone. I was heartbroken. I don't think it was her time, but I can also, and I said this to my roommate when we were watching, and I think I said it to other people on the pod, but I understand the decisions that are made. This was not a very out of left field elimination for me, despite like, and I have to think about it objectively, like if they're judging it by pairs, for me, the weakest pair was Michael and Cara. But I don't think that was Cara's doing. I think that was Michael's doing.
Yeah.
And I think Tomara did a lot of carrying.
Yeah. I think it should have been split.
I think I said in my moment that it should have been Tomara and DeDe in the bottom. I think it should have been DeDe and Michael. Because I thought Cara really did a lot. Cara had her character down.
Yeah.
And I thought Tomara had her character down. And also, if you're gonna eliminate Cara, why not do the thing for storyline and put the roommates in the bottom? Like, you did it 3 series ago with Ahura and Tace. Yeah. So I was certain.
Oh, they dragged that one out. Oh my god.
And then you gave the 2 dancers a Dusty Springfield song, but it's fine. But no, Cara's gone. We're very upset about it. And everybody else is too. And everyone's like, it might not have been her time, but also, Michael, we love you.
Exactly.
It was just like, oh, Cara shouldn't have gone, but also, Michael, we're so happy you're here too. Like, you shouldn't have gone.
If only there was someone that should have been at the bottom and should have gone home.
But I also like DeDe. That's the problem. It's just...
This is going to sound hateful. DeDe's from my hometown.
Yeah. I don't like her. No, and that's fair.
Because... Getting candid.
Yeah.
I don't like the Versace girls.
And I think that's a very fair critique. I think a lot of them suffer from young queen
personality
syndrome.
Disorder. Oh, okay.
I would say young queen syndrome as a way to... I agree with you a little bit.
What are you trying to say about me? Are you trying to say I'm old?
No, I'm saying you have an old soul. I've told you that before.
Yeah.
That's always what I've gotten from you in the time that I've known you.
I think the people at Kick said that too.
Good. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, hi, we're sluts. But I think... but I think... God damn it. They should not have left us alone. What I'm saying is, I think they suffer from young queen syndrome, and we see this with queens around the world, really, where you're 20. You've been doing drag for long enough that like you're not a newbie in drag, but you're also still 20. Like, I mean, Crystal won Drag Race when she got crowned when she was 20. DeDe is, I think, now 21. Like, I get it, and I understand that critique for sure. I like both Crystal and DeDe from what we saw. I don't remember what their house is called. It's not the House of Versace. I think DeDe said it in the episode, and I don't remember what it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I And I feel like I'm in more of the minority where I'm like, I do really like Crystal and DeDe, and I appreciate what they bring to drag. Crystal was my winner pick for Series 3.
Yeah.
Just because I thought she was incredibly impressive for being at such a young age. And I really think Crystal getting crowned is in a very similar way to when the artist formerly and maybe currently known as Tyra Sanchez was crowned. And I think it's that level of polish and professionalism at such a young age. I think DeDe has that. And I just love how camp and stupid DeDe is too with that, with how severe of a face she paints.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like DeDe a lot more than the average Drag Race UK consumer. Because her drag, to borrow a term you used earlier, her drag does feel a little bit more Americanized.
Yeah.
She's got the camp and she's got the stupid, for lack of a better term, that UK drag brings. And I mean that in the most loving way possible.
No, absolutely.
But she's got and we love you for it. And I am too. Yeah. And that's why I love British drag, is it's so camp, it's so stupid, it's so
unserious.
To use a term from Eve, it's so unserious. And she brings that with such a polished, almost Americanized visage that I really like that combination. I'm like, when a pretty girl can be pretty and be stupid at the same time, those are kind of my favorite types of drag queens.
Yeah.
And so I love what DeDe's been doing. I wish she would have been doing better in the competition so far. But I like her. She's fun. Should she have gone home this episode? But she's
beautiful. I think I said that in my last episode in the Canada cast assessment.
Probably.
I think I was going back through it.
But yes, we go into the workroom the next day. RuPaul walks in, black and white. This was lovely. Lovely look, lovely workroom look. Was it black and white? Am I thinking of a different RuPaul look?
Why am I thinking of the pajamas?
No, it was the black and white ascot, the pussy bow, wasn't it? Oh, this is gonna bother me.
I can't remember now.
I'm pulling up the episode. This is gonna bother me. But RuPaul walks in.
I never remember what RuPaul looks like. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I have her runway look pulled, so we will talk about it because I do actually really enjoy her runway. But we find out for this week's Maxi Challenge, it is the Makeover Challenge, which I've talked about several times on here, is not my favorite challenge in the world because usually one of my favorites goes home, and guess what? That came true again. But oh no, I was very wrong. No, I'm not very wrong. I'm looking at the preview from this episode. Give me about 10 seconds. It's the black and white top with the black pants and the pussy bow. I remembered it. It was going to bother me if I didn't look it up. So we find out that the Maxi Challenge is the makeover. We are making over people from, oh God, what's the helpline called?
Switchboard,
thank you. I was like, the Brits should know it more than I do.
I was going to say it's more UK, and it's the UK, so.
Sure. But we are making over Switchboard Workers, which is the oldest LGBTQ plus hotline in the UK.
Second oldest.
Gag. What's the oldest?
No, I don't know, but I just remember it's the second. Let me look it up.
Oh, all right then. I do love the way that they paired everyone off, though. So they had Kate for winning last week's challenge. They had Kate do they had a literal switchboard, and she had to put people in based on, just picking a random number. And I was like, that's kind of a cute way to go about picking the partners.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. I don't know why, I just did.
I like that it was completely random. I like when a makeover is completely random and there's no producing hand necessarily.
Yeah, I hate it when it's, especially a white queen who's choosing the partners, and they'll give a white person to a black person, and it feels a bit like.
Well, something tells me that maybe they weren't initially expecting Cara to go home last episode, because there was one black person out of all 5 makeover people.
Oh my god, yeah, we haven't all... Is it all white?
It's all white.
Yeah.
I mean, par the course for UK.
I was gonna say.
Well, an all white top 4 hasn't happened since season 1. Yeah, since season 1.
Yeah.
Well, 4.
Well, I mean, at least this time we don't have RuPaul's favorite, lip sync assassin, who's just always in the bottom for no reason. Normally,
it was almost Cara.
Almost.
This time it's Dee.
Breaking expectations.
Shocker!
Wow.
The lip sync assassin on Drag Race UK this season, not black. And to be fair, Dee's been giving some great lip syncs, so I'm not mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we get everyone paired up.
So convincing.
It sounds so convincing.
So convincing.
I'm
sorry, I just remembered they did a Susan Boyle song and I jumped. Not calling it bad.
I forgot, and it was Dee's first lip sync. I screamed a scream I have not screamed in ages when I dreamed a dream popped up and I realized it was Susan Boyle and Dee. I'm like, you couldn't have saved that for Kate. You couldn't have saved it for Kate. You knew you were going to have to put Kate in the bottom at some point. We'll talk about this song, though, because there's actually tea from one of Kate's exit interviews that's really funny. Yeah, we get everyone matched up. Ginger gets Rodrigo, who is originally from Brazil. We find out he did his dissertation on 2 drag queens, which I'm going to assume, based on Michelle's comments later, are Trixie and Bianca.
Oh.
Because on the runway,
yeah,
I don't know this for sure, but on the runway, Michelle was like, well, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Trixie and Bianca could never. And so I'm going to assume.
Yeah. I thought it was a comment on... No, because that doesn't make sense because it's Trixie. I was going to say, I thought it was a comment on how Ginger's style is a bit older.
It very well might be as well, and it might just be a coincidence. I don't know. Rodrigo, let us know if you're watching. We have had makeover contestants. We have had makeover contestants on the podcast before, so check out our Germany review. But yeah, I'm gonna assume it was probably Trixie and Katya or Trixie and Bianca, some combination of that.
Yeah.
Cute. It was lovely. He's lovely.
Yeah.
The beard was an issue. Shocker.
I love the confessional Ginger being like, please, someone not without a beard. No
Not
beard, no beard.
It's a fucking
one person
beard.
with a beard.
It's a fucking beard. I'm like, of course.
Of course it is.
We got Michael paired with Peter, who is 65. Michael Marouli. Interesting that Michael has gotten the name inflection treatment this season. I thought it would have been Tomara. With how thick Tamara's accent has been too, I thought it would have been like Tomara Thomas or like something stupid.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't roll off the tongue as tongue. Oh my god. I guess it doesn't roll off the tongue as much.
No.
A bit northern then. I think my accent.
A little bit. I mean, there's no judgment here, but bombastic side eye. I'm kidding. But we find out that Peter is getting into drag and doing this to explore the feminine side of himself that he had suppressed for 65 years. And we get the talk about his journey of being gay. He's really the only makeover contestant that we really get a full exploration from, and seeing what happens with the results of the episode, I'm not surprised. But I do love that we are highlighting our older generation of queer people and getting the entire story about him going through the AIDS crisis in the 80s, talking about losing 2 partners So if there was going to be one person to focus on a little bit more than all the other makeover partners, I'm glad it was Peter. And I'm really glad that we got to hear his story.
Yeah. I had the similar thought is Give It To Me Straight.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the episode with Mrs. Karsha Davis, and
there's always time for a cock.
And there's always time for kindness as well.
I love Mrs. Karsha.
Depending on what you're in the mood for. But
it could be both. It could be
not?
kindness and a cock at the same time.
A kind cock.
That is my ideal.
Anyway, I made a reply to the original tweet on Maddie's tweet, and I was like, please get more experienced queens, like older queens, because they have more stories to tell, and it's better to listen to, especially as a younger person. It's kind of like, this is what's happened in the past. This is how we don't repeat the past, so
definitely. I completely agree with you. I'm like, I always love, as you and I are in the same generation of people and both like growing up in this like newer age of being queer and being younger. And like, I know for me, I'm not going to speak. I know bits and pieces about your journey being a queer person, but like for me, I felt it was a lot easier for me being a queer person and being young than it could have been otherwise. Like it could have been horrible. And for me, I always take that as just like, I feel so lucky to have had a queer experience that was so easy, I guess is the only way to word it, is like, I never had any major issues being a queer person, especially in the area I lived in. Was not an easy area to live in for people that were not conservative and white. And so I do take that as such like I value that for sure, because I know a lot of people didn't have that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into mine. I mean, first time I came out, fairly easy.
Yeah,
sat down with mum. Mum, I'm gay. I know. Cool. Second time, that is a podcast for another day.
Only if you ever want to, but but yeah, it's definitely, it's a lot different for us as it was for even a generation before us.
Yeah,
even
literally.
Like, and I always find myself so lucky to have had such an easy road into being the person I am today. A big old fag.
A hateful one at
that. Very that. But there's always time for kindness as well, and a kind cock. We get bits and pieces of Gemma. She was fabulous.
Yeah,
I wish we would have had more Gemma. I was like, she's lovely. Finding her place in queer spaces, being a Black queer woman. I loved that we had that perspective as well, and I do really appreciate that they did have a person of color, and specifically a Black queer Black queer woman in this group as well. Though with only one person, I do appreciate that we were getting that perspective, especially because now we're not getting that from the contestants on the show.
Exactly.
So I was thrilled about that. Who did we not talk about yet?
Everyone's crushing on Jamie. Everyone's talking about Jamie.
Everybody's talking about Jamie.
Everyone's talking about Jamie.
Rue's impression in that moment, I was like, shut up, Rue. Shut up, Rue. Jamie was fine and lovely, and he was kind of like, he was more or less kind of like the ideal stock makeover partner, really. Like a good face.
Yeah.
He even said a good canvas to work on.
Yeah.
Open and willing to do the entire process. There were really no hiccups with the transformation that Dee did. Yeah. And they even say that on the runway. Like, the transformation itself was great. And then we have Zan with Kate. I loved Zan.
Yeah.
Zan was great. Presumably American.
I can't remember her voice now.
Not British. I can tell you that much. I'm going to say American or Canadian. I'm not sure. It wasn't. I don't think it was explicitly mentioned. But Zan talking about, you know, not having a very easy childhood and really valuing chosen family. And that really, really resonated with Kate, especially with, we'll talk about their runway concept. All of it kind of really hit home for Kate. And Kate even talked about in Confessional, like how lucky she felt having the family and the support system that she has as a queer person. I loved how wide ranged we had with our makeover partners, despite like it didn't feel like it necessarily watching it, but talking about it out loud, I'm like, wow, we really got people from kind of all over the board when it comes to queer people for the most part.
Especially, like, if you think back, it used to just be men. Really,
white men.
For the
white
most
men
part.
And maybe a singular person of color if there was a queen of color on the show still.
Yeah.
Like, that's about it. So,
it's nice to see the progress. It really is.
And I think that's maybe why I really enjoyed this makeover so much. Is just just felt like, not that other makeovers in the past haven't felt genuine, but like I haven't felt this way about a makeover honestly since like all of Canada's makeovers have been so lovely. The Rainbow Railroad, the prom one.
You should remind me of the prom one. Shout out to Michaela, by the way.
Shout out Michaela Couture, we love you.
Do you know what? The thing that really warmed my heart the other day is I made a tweet about, because they opened auditions. And I said, I'm not going to tag her because everyone and her mother is right now. But they need Michaela and they need to crown her. It was you!
Yep. I sure did. I was like, when is she going to remember that was literally me?
My memory is horrendous.
Because I was also in that thread, love.
God, I barely remember to do my food shop a week, okay? Leave me alone.
Thank God you do. Thank God you do.
Or I'd be skinnier.
Who needs to be skinny when you have personality? Unfortunately, you have neither. But go on.
Yeah. I wasn't going on. Oh, yeah. She said,
You were, though!
I was!
Anyway, Michaela tagged Reya Reya tagged Michaela being like, Michaela should apply for Canada's Drag Race. And we had the three of us had a beautiful interaction. I love Michaela. Like, and all the interactions I've had with her, she's been so lovely and wonderful. And I would say go check out our Call Me Mother coverage, but don't. Don't bother. Really, just it exists.
Yeah,
if you
follow
really
Michaela.
Want to, just follow Michaela Couture.
Just follow Michaela.
That's all you need to do, really. I think that's really all you need to do. But is it time? Are we there?
I think it's time. I think so. There's nothing else. I jumped a little bit.
We've elevated since the last time you were here.
Wow. Well done.
Thank you. We got monetized and everything changed. But like, honestly, though, it did. And again, thank you to all of you for helping us get monetized. And also subscribe if you haven't already, because we really appreciate it. Category is Drag Family Resemblance.
I truly hate this category.
Me too.
What is family resemblance if you have two different people?
Who often don't have the same skin tone. And unless you put them
face or body or...
Unless you put them in virtually identical outfits, they don't care.
That's the thing that annoys me so much. I do not wear the same thing as my brother. Well, I would hope not.
I would hope not.
And I didn't before I transitioned. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't have.
I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
Rhea.
You see the vision. The vision's there.
I do, of course. Yes. But yes. Category is Drag Family Resemblance. First up, DeDelicious and BBlicious.
I'll let you talk first.
See, here's the thing, though. I didn't hate this makeover. I don't think anyone did bad.
No.
I'm going to say that just out the gate. I don't think anyone did bad. I thought everyone did good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there wasn't any boogers.
No, not at all. And normally there is, which also made this very, very difficult to judge.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, I love an 80s dynasty moment. So as soon as they came out, as soon as I saw Dee with that big wig with that PC bang, I was like, oh, she's going 80s. I'm so here for it. I'm so excited. And I'm going to be honest, I really like this makeover.
Yeah.
And if we were judging it off of the makeover and not stupid arbitrary rules to send Kate Butch home 5th right before the roast, we'll talk about it. I don't think I would have put Dee in the bottom 2. I'm going to be really honest. I don't think I would have.
Yeah, she didn't do a bad job. She's good at applying her makeup to other people. The only thing I'd love to see her do is paint her face. I've said this about Crystal Versace in the past as well. Paint her face on a fat person. I want to see how they would translate that. Because, say like my face, for example, compared to BB, I was trying to...
Or even mine, Jamie. Honestly.
Yeah. Like, how... Because obviously, especially with me, I have hooded eyes. I know you can't see behind the glasses, but... I
do as well.
I have to do, like, my everyday eyeliner, like, more down or more, like, straight out rather than up. So I'd be intrigued how...
I think it'd be interesting.
Would it just be, like, vertical, do you reckon?
Probably, honestly. Well, no, my solution was honestly to probably, like, especially if it's someone with hooded eyes, like both of us, just bring the liner up and just make the liner bigger.
Yeah.
More so than anything else, really. Because I think the contour, you can keep it the same. The nose shape, you can keep it the same. I guess just bring it up and further out, I guess.
Yeah.
Because then it would just have to be bigger.
It'd be Mistress Isabel Brooks after a while.
But probably. You would get to something similar.
It'd be like in the range. It'd be like a Venn diagram.
Absolutely. I think the difficulty too with putting Dee in the bottom 2 here is I think Dee did the best makeup on her makeover partner of anybody.
Yes.
I'm not surprised by that because Dee is a makeup girl. But then again, it's like, what arbitrary bullshit are we judging this challenge on? That's just the difference.
Family resemblance.
What the fuck? And these outfits go together.
Yeah.
I see where they're coming from with saying that the outfits are not family resemblance, but
no, we're getting into we're just gonna go around in circles if I keep saying that question. My only problem is Dee looks like a lampshade.
A little. It's giving lampshade-esque. Especially
the bottom.
Yeah. But do I hate it? No. I don't.
Hate's a strong word, and I'm not going to use that.
I don't dislike it either.
I do.
Okay, that's fine. I love Dynasty bullshit. And that's just my personal aesthetic. I love the tacky, the gaudy, like done in such a polished way. I love that kind of drag. And that's what she's giving me here. And I really enjoyed it.
I love her makeover's dress, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I think if it was the same ruffles at the bottom, lose the lampshade stuff, same ruffles, still the asymmetric cut, probably matching green puffy sleeves rather than that gold. I would really like that, I think.
Or if they had both been blue, honestly. And I know that's getting into the matchy-matchy of it all, but I feel like if it had been blue with that asymmetric and then blue with the ruffle that's a little bit lower, I think... And again, that's going back to the, matchy-matchy of it all, but I don't think it would have been
And also, how nice was Dee to wear the smaller titty bib?
Oh, an icon, really.
She was so strong for that.
I know. I'm to talk about the struggle and the bravery of Kimora.
Of not wearing hip pads.
Not wearing hip pads.
I need Dee to throw away the titty bibs. I'm so sorry. Not throw them away. Just retire them for a bit.
It's funny because the 1 week she didn't wear it is the 1 week I didn't like her look.
Is that the heart one?
I think so.
I don't know if I liked that or not.
I think I would have liked it with a titty bib. That's the problem.
Oh no. I don't know what it is, just personally, I have such a thing against titty bit. Oh yeah, no, I've just looked at that. Look, yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
I get it for sure.
Yeah.
And see, I love a titty bib with a big hip, and like I love that old school style. Like that's it for me. So like I get that for sure from you.
Yeah.
But before we spend all day talking about DD, I'll have your one comment, and then we do
have my moment, my one last moment. I just think she needs to blend them better. That's all she does. Like a G.I. Joe doll with the head ripped off.
Does she blend them? I don't think she does. No. I honestly don't think she does.
Fresh out of the packet, talcum powders them, and shoves them on.
That has been my one critique of her. Is I just wish if you're not gonna blend it, cover it.
Yeah,
is really the only,
because she's like basically strangling herself with the chin, and it's so
you can see her with the titty bib in every single instance where she's worn a titty bib. That I will agree with you on.
Yeah.
Scores.
Are we doing overall or one for each? Okay.
Yeah, we'll do overall.
Overall, I would give this a 65.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm always harsh with my scores, and we know this.
You are. I forget you are. Overall, I'm going to give this a 78.
Fair.
Yeah. Next up, Kate Butch and Family Bronte.
Yeah, the makeup's not good, is it?
No. Kate on herself is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I just wish she could have given some of that to a makeover partner.
I agree.
Bless her.
Because otherwise, this is really cute.
I think it's very Kate Butch.
Absolutely.
Like in that top picture where she's looking down above the glasses, if you told me that's Kate Butch, I'd be like, yeah, fair.
Well, she also has a K on her jacket, so sure.
No, I mean the makeover partner. If you told me the bitch in the ginger wig was Kate Butch, I'd be like, yeah.
I see what you're saying now. I'm like, okay, because she has a K on it.
Like, yeah, that's Kate Butch.
Yeah, obviously. The other girl has an F, so like obviously, you know, duh. It's a cute concept.
Yes.
It's a cute concept. I had a couple of issues with it. Unfortunately, this was my least favorite of the week. And I do hate saying that because I have really grown to be such a big fan of Kate over this season.
Yeah.
I think the difficulty comes down to, it kind of comes down to the concept itself. Yeah. Is just, I love a Grease reference. I think that's really cute. And I love that for Kate and talking about the concept of chosen family as well. I think that is really strong. They missed an opportunity to do Chosen Family by Rina Sawayama and not This Hell.
Oh my
I'm not mad at the choice, but if they had done Chosen Family, like I feel like that would have been, I would have cried.
It would have been accurate. It would have been more on the money.
It would have been more on the money, but probably a bit more expensive to purchase the rights to, maybe. Really? I think the skirt on Family is cute. I just think the proportions are a little off.
Yeah.
The jack. I don't think Kate was expecting someone of Zan's stature.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of shows, and that I think the skirt is maybe hiked a little bit higher than Kate would have wanted. The jacket does seem a little too big. Kate's pants even are a little ill-fitting.
Oh.
And that was the first thing I noticed when they're standing there. I was like, oh, those pants don't fit right.
I thought they were on backwards for a minute.
It does kind of look like it. I mean, it's a drag denim jean, so obviously they're not going to be like, they're not going to have like the button or whatever. And like, I get that.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels like she was simultaneously going for like jeggings and also high-waisted jeans. And in that effect, she didn't do either.
And I hate jeggings, I need to say.
I do too.
I've always hated jeggings. So the fact that these remind me of those, I'm like, oh. But like jeggings fit. Do you know what I mean? This is
a
bit like saggy around the crotch, and I'm like,
ew.
what happened? Did you fit these while you went tucked?
I would have loved, honestly, if they'd swapped outfits.
Yeah.
Because I think seeing Kate in that, like, more traditionally feminine look, I think would have been really interesting to see.
Yeah. I think Kate should have gone family. You know those jeans you walked in with? Chuck them back on, right? Here's some hip pads. Chuck your jeans back on. Wear this jacket and we'll go out. And this like unit of a wig.
This Elvis pompadour, it's very Grease. I mean, I'm so sorry. Nondescript teen movie. The fact that Kate kept leaning into it and being like, nondescript teen girl group.
Yes.
I love it. And they literally say Grease later. I'm like, okay, so why the fuck does it matter?
It's just that was fun. It was fun.
Like, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this was a complete miss, but this was my least favorite of the week, unfortunately.
Yeah, because everyone did so good.
Everyone did so good.
So it's like, what can you do?
Yeah. Scores for Kate and Family.
I'm going to say 50.
I'm going to give it a 70.
Michael Marouli.
Hey, Giza Marouli. Now, they really missed an opportunity. Yes, but they really missed an opportunity to spell Giza, Geezah.
Yeah.
Like Giza.
I've just noticed they have different surnames.
Yeah, because
Giza Marouli. Like
because it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for Liza. Because Peter talked in the workroom as well about like Liza was one of his first like moments of like being gay, learning, buying Liza with a Z and lip syncing to the whole thing, and so it felt very, very fitting for the whole experience. I wish it had been Giza.
Yeah,
Giza Marouli. Like,
I even would have taken it just with an A on the end. Giza. Sure.
I think this was a very well executed makeover. I mean, is it on the simpler side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it bad by any means? No.
I thought, because it is on the simpler side, and I would argue the makeup application wasn't the best from what I remember.
But you have to remember he's 65.
Exactly. So I'm like, if I did drag makeup on my dad, which by the way, he's still begging for me to do. And I'm like, when you shave your beard, yes. And he won't shave his beard. Yes. So that's the deal breaker. I don't know. I kind of watched this because everyone did so well. I was kind of like so nitpicky with everyone. So like when this came out, I was like, oh, the makeup application isn't the best and it's a bit simple, so she might be in the bottom. And then spin it around, she won. I was like, oh fuck.
Well, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this it's good.
It comes down to, I think the performance of this was the best of any of the performances. Like the AIDS tribute I thought was incredible. And I love that. I don't know whether this was planned or whether after learning about Peter's story, Michael changed the concept, but the fact that they're wearing primarily red as the color, it all felt so very symbolic. The whole thing just was so lovely. Michelle was crying. I did not know Michelle was capable of emotion. But I was happy to see it. Through all that Botox. I mean, Michelle has looked incredible this season, by the way.
I think she has always looked incredible from like season 13 or 14, I think.
I would even say from 12 on. Post-pandemic, Michelle has been eating.
She's embraced herself, I think. Like,
and I love to see it.
Absolutely.
I loved Michelle before, where it was just big, voluptuous, everywhere Michelle. I'm like, yes, period.
I think it matched the era, I think, because
it did.
Because drag back then was very like loud, in your face, big, bold makeup,
gaudy, tacky New Jersey.
Yeah,
and now she feels more like British woman.
She's very British.
She's very British without at all being British.
She might as well have a British passport.
I don't know why she doesn't have dual residency. With how much she's on in and on British media, like she should.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm pretty sure she has a flat in London. Like I think she said that before.
She probably does. And I hope she's on Celebrity. Oh my gosh, she was already on Celebrity Big Brother.
She was.
I hope she's on it again.
One of the most iconic seasons.
Yeah. It's a new channel, so get her on there again. Why not?
I would be here for that personally.
Yeah.
Imagine RuPaul in Celebrity Big Brother house. I would live for that.
First of all, would walk out on the second day.
Oh, no, not even the second day.
Yeah. Same night.
Middle of the night on day one, be like, I'm good.
I'm done. I showed up. I got my check.
I showed up. You got me here. Bye. I would love that, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyway, scores for this.
You know what? I'm going to go bold and say a 90, and that's bold for me.
I was also going to give it a 90.
Yeah.
Just because it's on the more simple side, but it's polished and well executed, and that's what Michael has done all season.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I do still think Michael is a contender for the crown. I will say
she is very the kind of drag queens that I've worked with, like very down to earth, very funny. Yeah. Something about her, very charismatic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's Tiny T and Giant G.
So Tomara changed her drag name for this. Because I thought is that not, I know it's not a rule, but it's kind of an expected thing of like,
you keep your name.
Tomara Thomas and someone.
I think less so over the last couple of seasons. I know on Germany this year, Pandora Knox did a makeover where the entire thing was inspired by Pennywise. And so she changed her, for that episode, she was listed as Pandywise. It was Pandywise and Frannywise. I think her makeover partner, I think her actual name was like Franny Knox or something like that. So I think it's less so a requirement now. I think it's just more so people just haven't done it.
Yeah. Fair.
But because I mean, in the workroom, they were in their walk around with Rue. Tamara was like, "It's Giant G and Tamara T," and I was like, "That would have been cute." Yeah. But you're not going in that order. Tamara T and Giant G just doesn't sound as good.
Yeah.
So I'm fine that they changed it. On the topic of these looks, we know she bought them online.
And it shows.
It's not good, babes.
It's not. I will say I recognize that material. And I've bought some of that material before. From Shein. Allegedly.
Is it bad, though? No.
No, I think she styled it fine.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we had all of the fucking kerfluffle about the damn fucking wig. I was like, RuPaul, shut up. RuPaul, you need to stop trying to influence people into doing other things. Because guess what? Literally. In this moment when Ru was like, I'm glad you did the wig, I was like, RuPaul's admitting she was wrong?
This is the thing. They're judging these queens off their talent and stuff, like their skills and what they go for on the show. But it's always Ru is like, oh, maybe you should do this instead. It's like, no, let destiny take its course. If this person wants to do something shit, then be like, okay.
And then on the runway, be like, so you did that shit thing, huh? Yeah. Well, it's shit.
I think Ru wants like a told you so moment, which you're a judge. You're not well, you're not a contestant. If a contestant turned around and be like, "That's shit," at that moment. Yeah. But that's about RuPaul.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought this turned out decently. It wasn't my favorite. And I love Tomara. I've loved Tomara all series. Yeah. She is so funny. I like her much more than her drag mother. And Giant G served it so well on the runway.
Yeah.
I'm like, she can start drag right now.
I think it says more about Tamara's makeup style that it doesn't look like Giant G's got a lot of makeup on.
It's a softer paint, but we know Tomara to do a softer paint. So I'm not. So I wasn't
kind of like.
I was like, if Tomara had done a big exaggerative, like whatever, like I would have been like, that's.
Could you imagine if Tomara and Giant came out with a DD paint?
No. Honestly, with these looks, no.
No.
I would have understood though. I would have understood though, because of how angular, the interesting angular movements of the wig.
I think it's been a while.
I know. We brought it back recently. I was like, oh my God. I think it would have been interesting to see a little bit more of a geometric or a more graphic paint. I don't want like big, bold, snatch, boom, but maybe something a little bit more geometric.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the drag queen.
Like a stylistic choice.
Something like that. I think that could have been interesting. I think she could have taken this in a very avant-garde direction. And I think it still would have fit Tomara the brand. I think Giant G would have looked great. But she didn't. She went with her classic soft paint, which I understand for a makeover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't do something major and a giant risk for Giant G. You don't have to. Like RuPaul says, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's just fine.
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
I am happy to remind you of that.
You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm slightly on RuPaul's side in saying that I don't really like the wigs.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know what it is. I think
it might be. Is it the black hair with the blonde?
No, I think it's the shape. It feels very Roblox character.
It really does, and yet in that way, I don't hate it.
You know what? Fair.
But I understand what you're saying. It's a lot. It's a lot of wig. Yeah. And
that's the thing. It's very big.
It's a lot of wig.
Tomara works for Giant G.
I think Giant G sold it to the absolute best of her ability, but you could see that the wig glue was coming up when they were standing on the runway. You saw it.
Yes.
We all acknowledged it. We moved on from it. So, scores.
Oh, see, this is the part where I've got to remember my previous scores.
I know, right?
And compare them. I am going to go for a safe 75.
I'm going to give them a 72.
Wow. Logan scored below me.
I know. Wild.
As something.
Crazy. Crazy girl. And last up, Ginger Johnson and Hueva Johnson. I have been practicing how to say that name all day in preparation for this very moment.
Golf clap.
Thank you.
Well done.
I appreciate it. I mean,
I love this. I thought Ginger was going to bag a fourth win.
And she should have.
I absolutely think so, yeah. But I also understand, like you said earlier, Michael winning in the same breath.
And I'm not mad about Michael winning either.
No.
I love Michael winning. For draft purposes, I love Michael winning. I have 2 of the top 4 and nobody else can say that. For me, like, it just... when fucking Graham was like, I didn't get the telephone bit. They're call line workers.
Yes.
That's the bit.
They're switchboard workers. Like
they work at a call center. Graham.
Also, something else that drives me up the wall. RuPaul says Graham.
Which Graham?
Graham, darling.
Like Nikki Graham. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Rest in peace.
Love you, Angel. Well, it's very American. It's very American to say Graham.
Yeah.
Because the only real concept we have of the word Graham is graham cracker.
I was going to say, because
it's not a common name.
But it's also like when you say gram, I think of like the weight gram.
Oh, and see, we don't use that. So for the most part, there are exceptions, but Americans are we're stupid. Yeah, I get frustrated with
anything to that.
Well, I said it for you, so you didn't have to.
Smile and nod.
Smile and nod. Smile and nod. Yeah, Graham was pissing me off with that whole fucking thing. I'm just like, whatever. But these are incredible. The fact she made both of these.
Yeah. Oh, I stop. I can't stop. I have to stop looking at it because I love it so much.
It looks like an illustration out of a fashion magazine, literally come to life.
Yes.
Like the way
this looks like when someone designs a look and they cut out like pieces of the fabric to print over it to be like, this is what it's going to look like.
Yep.
The enlarged print, it looks so good. It looks like a dress your own. This is so niche. But when you'd get those books that have like models in them and you could put stickers on the models.
I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
This looks like that and it's perfect. And I love it.
It really is. Like the
even down to the bag. I'm so sorry, but
no, don't be.
Even down to the bag, it's so big and it's perfect because it matches. Oh,
it's the way that like it's the sewing on this as well is impeccable.
Literally,
you could not tell me. I hate her too. Is she also my winner pick? Absolutely.
Yeah, she was not mine for the start of the season. I don't know.
She wasn't mine going into the season or the first couple episodes, but I have really, not that I disliked her, but I've really grown to just appreciate Ginger.
Yes.
The problem is, I think she falls into the same kind of type of queen that we've seen win Drag Race UK several many times. So I have a fear in the back of my mind that they're not going to crown her.
Oh.
And I have a theory on who
I'm so sorry. Could you imagine crowning DD?
No, because I think there's a chance they might crown Tomara.
Really?
I do. We'll talk about it more when we get to the end, but I do think I think there's a universe where they could. But I mean, do I even need to ask for your score, Reya?
Bitch,
Bitch, I could just be a new score as well.
I have a jug, right? I have a jug and I have a shot glass. I fill in that shot glass with the jug, but it just the liquid keeps coming because it's a big jug and a shot glass.
Yep.
That's my score. That was you.
You did that.
I miss the hilarious Ross Matthews.
I don't.
On US.
I don't. I'm going to give her what we have determined to be the highest score possible currently. And that is a Mugther. So Ginger will be receiving a Mugther. No. She gets a Mugler.
She gets a Mugler.
No, this is
not the Holland prize. God bless.
Oh God. Oh, poor them. Yeah, this is a Mugther for me. Period. Point blank. End of story. Like, hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Also, I said that I had RuPaul's look. Definitely didn't.
What even was it?
It was the beautiful pastel striped gown. It was actually one of my favorites that she's worn in a long time. It was like yellow and blue, and I think there was like an orange in it as well. All the pastel with the stripes and the sash coming down the front. I thought it was gorge.
I'm looking up RuPaul looks. There's a whole fandom thing of RuPaul looks. That's so
well,
good.
there's a lot of them. So yeah.
Oh, they don't even have season 4, guys. Update the fandom. What are you doing?
Oh no.
Oh, they got UK versus the world. That's the limit.
Okay. It's on Instagram, I think.
Oh, okay.
But we get our results. We find out that the winner of this week's challenge.
Sorry, I've just seen the look. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
It's one of her best in a while. I also loved her metallic flowers from last week. I was so mad I wasn't here to talk about it. Because that gown, for me, I liked that gown.
See, Brandon liked it as well, and I didn't.
I get that, though. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Marouli is our challenge winner.
I cheered. I don't know.
I did too.
Is this Michael's first win?
Second.
What was that first?
Michael had the joint win with Tamara and Ginger for the disaster
panels.
class.
Yeah.
I was like, what did they call them? Because we've just had like 4 panel challenges in the last like month and a half on Drag Race across the world. So what did they call it? Disaster class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was the because a coat is for shoplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like
that's where I picked the season
doing a night out
that's where I
tuned
in.
Yeah.
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 Yes, Michael wins. Second win for Michael.
That's good. I feel like Ginger pulled forward a lot in the competition, so suddenly. So it's
3 straight wins will do that to you.
Exactly. So it's nice to see someone kind of pulling up as well, being like, "Hey, bitch."
I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy about it. We got Ginger called as safe. I do still think it should have been Ginger.
Definitely a high safe. Most 100%.
Tamara is called as safe. And our bottom 2 are Kate and DeDe. Lip syncing 2. Finally on Drag Race. Rina Sawayama. A great song too. This hell is phenomenal. We all cheered.
It's this hell. It's so good.
I thought this was a really good lip sync.
Yeah.
And if I may be controversial but brave on this here podcast, I thought Kate won.
Absolutely. Here's the thing, and I don't know if I said this on Twitter, but I definitely said this when I was talking to my friends on Discord. For me, it was a lot of DeDe throwing herself around on the floor.
Yes.
Which wasn't as prominent in her last. Obviously, we had her Susan Boyle lip sync, which was pretty good.
We know I love how diverse her lip syncing style can be, and I love that her first lip sync was Susan Boyle because she is an incredible lip syncer.
Yeah, she can do the emotion. I think obviously this hair wasn't very emotional; it's very a dance song.
Yeah,
I think it was just this is my 3rd time in the bottom. Let's just kind of do all this and that, and I think Rue was kind of wowed by that, whereas I was kind of sat on my computer like, this isn't. I don't think Kate was like legendary. I don't think it was like an incredible lip sync from her, but I do think she pulled forward just a bit more than DeDe.
It was very good.
So I was very confused when it was like DeDe, Chantel. Even DeDe was shocked.
Well, Kate said afterwards in one of her interviews that DeDe came up to her in the workroom and was like, "I want you to stay."
Ooh.
And she kind of resigned herself to going home. Ooh, great choice.
I know. That would have been so.
Reya, here's the problem. Here's the problem with produced reality TV. They couldn't have Kate win this lip sync and move to the top 4 because they knew there was a pretty good shot that Kate was going to do very, very well in the roast. And therefore make top 3. And it was going to be very difficult for them to try to edit Kate to not look good because they didn't want Kate in the top 3 because they want the top 3 to be Tamara, Michael, and Ginger. That is why Kate Butch didn't win this lip sync.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Because then who would go home in the roast if Kate was there? Because I don't think Kate's going to be in the bottom. Yeah.
Tamara. If we're judging it fairly, if we're judging it probably fairly, like I can already probably tell you that I don't know this for sure, but I can probably tell you next week's bottom two is going to be Tomara and DeDe.
Yeah. And that'll be good as well.
That's going to be a great lip sync when it probably happens.
Yeah.
But no, I really thought I thought what DeDe did was very good. I thought it was good. It was a little bit too stunty for me because we saw everything else that she was doing that was not stunty, and it was very good. She can bring the camp when she wants to bring the camp. It's just, for me, I think she went a little too stunty, whereas everything that Kate was doing, was it, like you said, it wasn't the most groundbreaking performance in the world. Was she walking around a lot? Yeah. But I do think the story, I was more sold by the performance and the story Kate was telling than DeDe's.
Yeah.
But it was very close. But for all of the reasons I mentioned earlier about them not wanting Kate in the top three, they do send Kate Butch home. And I'm sad about it.
I was right on the fucking money with the Miz Cracker storyline.
Yeah.
Last episode. And I didn't know. I don't know the spoilers. I will admit, when there's a season that I'm like, I kind of want to watch, but I'm not that fast, I will spoil myself because I just don't want to go through the turmoil. Because what I do is I get into a season of Drag Race and then I start live tweeting when I don't want to don't want to get into that. So that's why I'll spoil myself, which I think I've done for an upcoming season. I can't remember. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So basically, didn't know the spoilers, but I could just tell from the way that it was like, Kate should win, Kate should win, Kate should win. Kate wins, gone, bye.
Yep.
We've seen it. And obviously, the most notable is Miss Cracker, but it's...
People have done full videos about people winning a challenge and going home the next week. So...
I think that just summarized it.
Yeah, I think that's really all we needed to say about that.
Sigh.
But thank you for providing all of the entertainment this season, Kate. Specifically with, was it Linda the cow? What was the cow's name? Do you remember that?
No, I do remember Kate fighting for the fairy role, though, to stay on stage the whole time.
Okay. It was a couple episodes before that where she had the whole confessional where she was like, everyone's freaking out. This and this and this is happening. It was the Tomara and Cara fight where she then turns to the cow or the horse or whatever it was and was like, and then she said she'd never seen her sew. Like, that is my favorite moment of the season by far. That happened in this season like a month and a half ago. Right. Doesn't feel like it.
No.
But
that's a good point. This season has felt longer than, not in a bad way.
It's felt longer, and yet I'm also like, oh my god, we're literally at top 4, and there's 2 episodes left in the season.
Yeah.
Like, it's flown by, but it's in such, like, a pleasant way.
It's the scenic route, but you're happy with the scenic route.
I'm fine with the scenic route.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Sometimes I just want to take the highway straight to the end.
And we're almost there. Next week is our top 4. We get a roast, as per usual with Drag Race UK. And everyone is back.
I was going to say that
everyone is in Untucked.
They're bringing back... this is what I don't like about them bringing them back before the finale for an Untucked moment. Is it's kind of better to get the top 3 or have the finale episode where they all perform. They've all had like one last hurrah on the stage, and then they go backstage to talk shit, basically, or recap the season, really. So when the season isn't really over, especially in this roast episode, not only are they bringing them back for the roast, but they're also bringing them back for the grand finale.
Presumably.
It's kind of like, are they going to have like a 2-episode conversation? Are they going to talk about the roast in this Untucked and then the whole season in the next one?
Well, I don't think they've ever done it like this, because I remember they brought them in for the roast, but they haven't had them like actually in Untucked.
I preferred that with, it was series 3, I think.
Yeah,
they had him in the audience, but they didn't bring him up to Untucked.
And then they brought them the next episode when it was the top 3. That's how I prefer. I don't remember them ever doing it like this in the way that we're doing it, but presumably because there's a lot of drama within the cast, and obviously we see it's going to probably be Vicky versus everyone. I'm interested to see it. But did you see Kate's exit interviews at all?
No, I don't really keep up to date after the episode.
Valid. So in her interview with Why She Black, she talked about part of the auditioning process where you have to list down like songs that you enjoy performing to.
Yeah.
And she put down a bunch of like musical theater, whatever. And she also put down This Hell by Rina Sawayama, having, she said, never performed it before. But she put it down in hopes that they would get Rina Sawayama as a guest judge.
Oh, please.
And then she got that song. And it's the song that sent her home. Oh my God. That's so stupid.
I know this isn't the point, but I still can't believe they haven't got Rina on to guest judge yet.
They probably aren't offering to pay her what she wants. And I don't blame her.
I feel like.
When is Rina going to be the Eurovision rep for the UK? Anyway.
I'm so glad we got... Oh, this is Eurovision now. I love Mae Muller. One of my favorite artists now.
Love Mae Muller.
Would love to see Rina represent us at Eurovision. Because it doesn't have to be a new artist. It doesn't have to be like a rising artist.
I think if Rina is this year, I think May is a lovely buffer and deserved much better than the scores gave her.
Yes.
We
could have a whole conversation about Eurovision.
We should, because we are soon to have an entire third channel devoted to Eurovision. So you might see Reya there soon. Who knows?
This is the first year that I've properly got into Eurovision. So fingers crossed for next year.
This is only my third, to be fair. So I'm kind of with you for sure. But unfortunately, I don't have a draft update this week because I haven't updated the draft in 5 weeks. I can tell you with almost certainty that I might be leading only because I have both Michael and Tomara.
Yeah.
So
I think last week Brandon might have said, "Oh, I'm good because I got Kate Butch."
Oh. Well.
Sorry, Brandon.
I don't remember who has Ginger.
Whoever's got Ginger is doing well.
Very well for themselves. I feel bad for Dawn, though, because Dawn had Alexis and Naomi.
I'm still upset about Alexis going, to be honest.
I'm still upset about Alexis and Naomi.
And Naomi, yeah.
Tragedies. This is a cast of 9 out of 10 All-Stars, let me tell you. 9 out of 10 of them could return for another season, and I'd be thrilled. Beyond belief. Truly excited. 9 out of 10 of them. For sure. And on that note, thank you for joining us for this absolutely unhinged recap. Reya, I'm so happy we're back together. And I appreciate you and making your return to our lovely, lovely podcast. Hopefully you'll be seeing Reya more whenever time allows her to be with us. Catch up on Canada, bitch. We need you there too.
I need to.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Because if you like this bullshit that we just did for an hour and 20 minutes, you'll probably like the rest of our content. So hit all the buttons and say you support us because we do truly appreciate your support. Make sure to follow our socials, at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can go follow both Reya and myself. If Reya is doing gigs and you're in the area where she's doing gigs, go support Reya because I can't physically from where I am currently.
You'll be lucky to find a gig of mine recently.
Oh, no. That's why you're back on the pod.
That's a whole teapot.
Great. And I didn't have my cup mug in this episode, unfortunately. It is in the dishwasher. But make sure to go get your merch, including but not limited to the cup mug, at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link in the description. And we do ship domestically and internationally, so there are no excuses. I think it's only like £9 after conversion.
Oh.
And I don't think the shipping is all that expensive. So I know it's $7.50 US or something like that. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. So with that, I'm going to cheers with a bottle of ibuprofen. Cheers.
You have it in a bottle. That's wild.
Well, I just had to grab the bottle. I'm not taking the whole bottle. Trust, I'm not taking the whole bottle, everyone. Don't worry.
We have those little like pimple things. You have to pop them out.
Oh, good. Good. Goodbye now.
Goodbye.